to Moca's, Nola, Bells, and Beaus. Where the love runs deep, the fam stays strong, and the bells, they always ring for us. We the bells and we hold it down. Yeah, real ones only, we don't mess around. All love, no cap, no clout to chase. Just truth in the chat and respecting the space. It's family, Moca got that heart of gold. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role. Just show a real and you already home. Yeah. Pull up to the bells and bows like a Sunday seed. Got peace in the room and the vibe on beat. No drama, no mess, just minds that meet. Introduce yourself in the chat and the mods gon' greet. Real talk, we got brothers and sisters here. Ain't no fake love, every heart sincere. We've been through storms, but the skies stay clear. Loyalty live, that's the chant you hear. Woo! No chaos in the comment section, just bells with a bond and a bold connection. Safe space, strong face, deep reflection. Mocha, don't fold, that's pure protection. If you ever felt unheard, misunderstood, pull up in the chat, we treat you good. Ain't gotta be loud, just gotta be true. Mocha got the light and we shine with you. Not a panel of pain, it's a platform of pride. Everybody got space and we don't divide. You loyal, you love, that's how we ride. Got a bell and a bow in the name, but a tribe world. From the mods to the lurkers and folks on rewatch. Every tap, every like, we feel it alive. Mocha ain't just a name, it's a vibe you caught. Nola Belle, Nola boast, that's a family, not a thought. Bring it loud, we the bells and we hold it down. Yeah, we do. Real ones only, we don't mess around. Real talk, love, no cap, no clout to chase. Just truth in the chat and respecting the space. It's family, Mocha got that heart of gold. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role. To show a real and you already home. Mocha said that to every bell in this space. Whether you typing, watching, or just vibing, you are this family. And over here, we don't fold, we ring. Ooh.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. We done made it back in this thing, and we are here to do what we do. And that is to continue bringing awareness to our baby, our daughter, our niece, our granddaughter, Nazaria Harris. And we're here to do what we do best, and that is to expose each and every one that had a hand in failing this baby. Welcome to each and every one of you to the chat. If you're new here, welcome. Hit that join button. Be a part of the family, because that's what we are here. For those of you that are here, I hope you've hit that like button before you've made yourself very, very comfortable. Y'all saw the title, y'all saw the thumbnail. The plea deal could change everything, and I'm sure it did. But tonight we want to know who shuffled the deck. We want to know who shuffled the deck. Because as we all know from the things that they have said and the things that we've heard thus far, she didn't run away. So who made the deal? Who made the deal according to the lie that Annette reported? Who made that deal? So tonight is going to be one of those nights. We ain't about to come in here repeating the same thing over and over again, because, where we at right now in this case, we got to call it for what it is. We got to call it for exactly what it is. This conversation, this plea deal, this case then shifted several times over. See, before it was about if a deal was coming. But now that plea deal has been offered, accepted. So we sitting in a space with a whole bunch of different questions that don't make sense to what they've given us. And most importantly, we want to know what happens if that judge says no. Because you see, you got people that's celebrating. I don't know why, but everybody's talking. And we over here, we sitting back like, hold on, let's slow this shit down, because deals don't just happen for no reason. Deals just don't appear out of thin air. And I'm aware that plea deals are offered all day long throughout the court system. But how do you offer a plea deal to someone like Jarvis Butts? How do you offer a plea deal to a man with a history such as his? Especially when you know what you know, what you know. So then that leaves more questions. What is it that you've given him? Or what is it that he's given you? Or what is it that y'all giving each other that y'all don't want the world to know? Somebody made a move here. Somebody made a decision, and somebody, as a matter of fact, in my opinion, many somebodies benefits from this. And that's where we start asking questions. Because if we look at this thing, if everything was solid, if everything was crystal clear, and everything was truthful as they claim it was in the beginning when Kim Worthy got up there and claimed, I got my man. When she claimed, I got my man, that meant she was standing on solid ground. She was that rock. Her foundation was laid out. She had no doubts. So if everything was clear and everything was truthful, then why is it now being strategized? Why? So we're going to continue doing what we do, thinking, asking questions, and connecting dots. Because one thing I do know, one thing you all know, and that is, based on what was given, based on what was said, one thing we know is that Naziah did not run away. And when you put the fact that she did not run away with the plea deal being accepted, we got to ask, who shuffled the damn deck? Who shuffled the deck? Something ain't right. It ain't legal. And it damn sure shouldn't be acceptable. But one thing we do know that is very, very strategic. So tonight, Nola, Belle's and Beau's cousins and friends, I'm opening a panel. I'm not about to sit up here and do all this talking. Because y'all been watching this too. Y'all been thinking, y'all been forming opinions. And y'all cuts the hell up in this chat. So now I want to hear y'all. Do y'all think this plea deal is about justice? Or is this about controlling what they don't want to come out? Then we also have to sit here and think about what comes out and what happens next if that judge say, hell no, I ain't going for it. Because we are definitely in a different phase right now. We are definitely in a different phase right now. And we got to talk about it. Definitely have to talk about it. So tonight, I don't need y'all to be quiet. Because if something ain't sitting right with you, I need to see it. April Webster, thank you so much for supporting the channel, boo. I see you, love. My mods, I see y'all rocking and rolling in here. And I thank you all for pulling up and doing what you do. Lord knows I appreciate each and every one of you. If something ain't sitting right with you, based on everything that you know thus far, whether it's I want justice, if it's justice you want, drop these scales in the chat. Mix them up. If you watching this shit closely, throw them eyes. If there's red flags everywhere, y'all know what to do. All we know is something ain't adding up. Something definitely ain't adding up. So tonight, I don't want y'all sitting in the bushes, laying on the floors. I don't want y'all standing in the middle of the streets. I don't want y'all in the backyard smoking blunts and drinking liquor. I want y'all to hit this link if you got something to say. And when you're ready to say, just drop a mic in the chat because we coming. And before we go any further, let me say this clearly because everything discussed in this live stream is based on publicly available information. Reported details and personal opinions for the purpose of awareness and conversation. This platform, we're here to ask questions. We're here to analyze information and bring attention to this case that still has a lot of us unraveled with all of the unanswered questions. And we're just simply here to talk about it because that's what we do. That's what we do. Nothing more, nothing less. So we're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the chat. I see you, I see you, I see you. And I love the family that we've built here because truly there are no big eyes and there are no little U's over here. Everybody's definitely somebody. And I love the fact that we're all so engaged that we don't mind bringing those that need to be brought to the front of the class to the front of the class. So right now, I want y'all to come on in, come on in, come on in. Go on ahead and get settled. Grab what you need because tonight we're going to talk. We're never here for a long time, but we do make the best of the time that we have. Sister Rock, thank you so very much for supporting the channel. My girl said we asking questions, and we are. Once again, if you're new here, you're more than welcome. And if you've been rocking with me, you already know how we do it over here. Now, before we get too deep, I need y'all to go on and do me a quick favor. I don't ask too many favors, but I need you all to hit that like button. Go ahead on and share this live out. Text it to somebody. Send it to your group chat. Post this bitch wherever you need to post it. Because the more y'all engage, the more this conversation and the conversations to come get pushed out. And y'all already know this ain't no quiet conversation that we have. Now, while y'all in here, don't forget, because I need y'all to engage with them emojis over there. Y'all know, over there to the right. Don't just sit in the bushes. Speak to your neighbors in the chat, because over here we building community. We acknowledge each other and we respect each other. All opinions over here matter. You don't have to agree, but you will be respectful. Because on this porch, everybody is somebody. Ain't no big eyes, no little U's over here. We all got a voice. And tonight, we're going to use this. We're going to use these voices. And for those who always show love and support the channel, whether it's through Cash App, Super Chat, Super Stickers, I thank y'all truly from the bottom of my heart. Because every single contribution helps me continue to do what I do over here. But let me also say this. If all you can do is hit that like button, and if all you can do is share the live, baby, that means just as much to me. Because you being here matters. Your voice matters. Your presence matters. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all for pulling up tonight. And now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go on ahead and get into this conversation. Because we got some things that definitely needs to be spoken on. So we're going to go ahead and talk about what's really going on. I've been seeing a lot of reactions, a lot of opinions, a lot of people jumping to conclusions. But I don't think everybody's really thinking this through. The conversation is focused on a plea deal was accepted. And a lot of people actually believe, and they're treating this like something is truly resolved or finalized. That's not how this works. It's not final, y'all. It don't mean it's over. It don't mean it's locked in. And it damn sure don't mean it's been approved, because at the end of the day, the judge is still involved. And that judge can look at the whole agreement and say, hell no, this ain't enough. It don't sit right with me. So those that I look at clapping and giving applause to, oh, well, he finally admitted. Are y'all crazy? Why y'all acting like this is final when it's really just a move on the chessboard? Ain't nobody just waking up and saying, let me go ahead and offer this. They don't do shit like that. There's a strategy behind that. And believe me when I tell you, there's some type of pressure behind that as well. Bernice, I see you, my love. Thank you so very much, sweetheart, for supporting the channel. There's a purpose behind that plea deal, y'all. And I don't care how nobody slice it. Y'all better know that somebody somewhere is trying to control something. Rather that be information, rather that be the outcome, or rather that's what comes out in court. How it could also be, we gotta control my involvement. We gotta control what part I play, Miss Prosecutor. So instead of asking, is the plea deal good, bad, right, or wrong? I ain't asking none of that. What I am going to ask is, why? Why now? And what does it change? What does it change? Chat, I need y'all. Do y'all think this plea deal is somebody playing a game? If y'all think somebody's playing a game, man, drop me a deck of cards or something in this chat that resembles it. Because to Moca, it seems like a dirty game. If it's a strategic move, chess pieces all over the board. Because what we know is this is not a step towards justice. And I need to see where y'all at with this. Miss Antoinette said Jervis ain't smart enough to play chess. He's saying what they want him to say. Miss Antoinette, I believe that. I see y'all. I see y'all with the chess pieces. I see y'all with the cards. I see y'all. I see y'all. This shit is unreal. PJ, my girl, I see you, boo. Star, auntie, see you, boo. Kim says all those that lied don't want to be exposed. And Kim, baby, it's a bunch of them that lied, mama. And what gets me, Kim, is how could they sleep at night? My girl Plaid, I see you. Rock, I see you. My thing is, all you no good trifling people played in this child's face, playing on her good name. Because Moca has her thoughts and her beliefs on what really happened with Naziah. I also have my thoughts and beliefs on the recovery of Naziah. But we'll get there. We will definitely get there. Because once we understand why the plea deal, why now, and what does it change, then we could start asking who made the move and why it benefits them so much. And that's where things starts getting real interesting. Because we all have our feelings and our thoughts when it comes to this plea deal. We have our thoughts when it comes to Jarvis Butts. We have our thoughts when it comes to Kim Worthy and the decisions that she's making in this situation. I'm dropping the StreamYard link. Whenever you're ready, it's available. And now that we understand this ain't final, we have to talk about the person that matters right now in all of this, and that's the judge. Because see, a lot of people think once both sides agree, that's it, but hell no, that ain't it. That judge got to look at that deal and decide. That judge has to make decisions. Does this make sense? Is this shit fair? And does this serve the justice that Naziah deserved? So let's walk it out. When that plea deal hits that judge desk, there's a few key things that he's looking at. He's definitely going to look at the seriousness of this case. He wants to know, how serious is this situation? And Your Honor, oh, Your Honor, this shit is serious, Your Honor. Because the charges are heavy and the deal feels like it don't match the charges and the seriousness of this case. That judge could look at that shit and say, throw it in the dirt. Throw it under the desk, because what the hell are y'all really doing? And then the judge has to also look at what's being given up. Because you know, there's always been a saying, you have to give up the right for the wrong. So then the judge is going to look at what's being traded in this deal. Because let's be real, a plea deal is actually an exchange. You got to give something to get something. So that judge is definitely going to ask, what are we gaining from this? And he's going to also ask, what are we losing? He's going to also want to know, is this about justice? Or is this about making things easier? Because sometimes y'all know deals get made to avoid trials and avoid exposure and avoid certain details coming out. And one thing that we know, hey, Storm, welcome, boo, happy Friday. Love you more. Thank you for supporting the channel, sweetheart. And one thing we know, Kim Worthy is the queen of making deals. She didn't want to deal with it all. And 9 times out of 10, in my opinion, I don't want to deal with it all because I've created this. I'm a part of this. My hand is wrapped in this. And that speaks volumes, ma'am. And let's not forget, the judge is also looking at how does this plea deal impact Naziah. The judge is going to also want to know, how does this plea deal sit with the community? And that's why Detroit should be raising holy hell right now, because their participation, their anger, their furiousness with all of this matters. Because if it feels like this ain't enough to the judge, he's going to make decisions that could shake shit to pieces. That judge ain't got to go along to get along with nothing. And if something about this feels off, if that judge has a heart, if that judge is decent and honorable and standing up to the oath that he took, that judge can shut this shit all the way down. And then that puts us right back at square one. Square one. But let's just pray to God and hope we don't get a crooked one. Because if that deal get accepted, what does that say? Because either way, something is going to be revealed. And that's why I keep asking, who shuffled the damn deck? Who shuffled? My girl Marty says, we all got you. And remember, the Lord loves you and will guide you through. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, my girl. I try. I'm human. I have good days. I have bad days. Like everybody else. Like everybody else. Antoinette said, we are not going for that. Where is our baby Desire? We want full justice for her. Absolutely, Miss Antoinette. Brenton says they're trying to confuse us. They got the wrong group of people. We aren't to be confused. Not us. Welcome, 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 everybody. My girl Natasha says, Kim Worthless is dodging exposure and a RICO. And that's the size of it. That is definitely the size of it. It's something that she's trying to hide. Brenton said Jarvis knows what he did to her. Yes, he does. He knows what he did. And Bren, by you saying, hey, Pooh, Bren, by you saying he knows what he did to her, I need you to elaborate on that. Because in my opinion, you're right. Jarvis knows exactly what he did to her. And what I believe Jarvis did to her has nothing to do with the way they reported her. I do believe that on that fake ass January 9th date that they concocted, Jarvis Butts took that baby home. I do believe that. Shannon's story, Annette's story. You heard what I said? Their story. And that's what they are, stories. Their stories don't align with what happened. It don't. Jennifer said, hey, Boo, where are the charges for Shannon and Annette? It's been proven perjury and neglect. Jennifer, you saw it. I saw it. The world saw it. And the charges still have not appeared. Not to say that they won't. And I believe the only way charges will appear is if the people put pressure on the prosecutors. Because if the people, that family that claimed to love her so much, that family that cared, that claimed they cared so much, if that family put pressure on this case like they've been putting pressure on social media, we wouldn't be where we are today. If that family had really put pressure on the system, there would have been no damn plea deal. I promise you, that family don't give a damn. And we have to understand and accept that today. They didn't give a damn then, and it showed. And they don't give a damn now, and it's speaking volumes, loud and clear. Because had they given a damn, just a little, there would have been no room for a plea deal. Welcome everyone to the chat. So, I'm going to continue to say, Cornell says, I heard Kenya got some new information. Cornell, let me take a, Cornell, let me wet my throat. Then I'm going to address you in the comment. Jesus. Chat, I need y'all to chime in on Cornell's comment, and we could discuss that too. Cornell, isn't it ironic? Cornell, why all of a sudden now, Cornell? I got information on another victim of Annette and Shannon. Believe me, Cornell, when I say that ain't no new revelation. Believe me, Cornell, when I say shit has been going on in that family for so goddamn long, and they tried hiding and covering and lying and protecting for years and centuries and decades. Why tell it now? Why not tell it when you should have told it? Why all of a sudden you know secrets? Why all of a sudden now you can expose? You're not distracting me with the bullshit, ma'am. Because these rabbit holes and these loopholes and you ain't sending Moca. Because I know better. And when you know better, you do better. You know better, you do better. Because if you knew these secrets, and I'm sure you're sitting on a lot. Because just like social media discovered, about the missing children on Annette's watch that Annette reported as a runaway. It took social media to get involved in this particular case and start digging and looking and finding this out. Believe me when I tell you that shit was new to us, but it damn sure wasn't new to them. So they could miss me with that one. And let's take it a step further. We're all on social media and we're all up in arms because we're discovering things and new revelations, which is new to us, but it's old news to them. Anisha Harris, the same little girl that, and if you, listen, God damn it, listen. Anisha Harris. And I'm going to have to pull up that runaway report on her. The tactics are the same. The information put out there matches the same information that was put out on Naziah, word for word. And they're going to tell me or trying to make me believe they don't know who that is. Yeah, you hoes know exactly who that is. But yet y'all still covering up and lying. still trying to protect Annette. So you're in such a space to protect Annette, you never gave a damn about those children to begin with. And it's so sad with the way they reported these girls as runaways. And I'm not over exaggerating this. But in that runaway report for Anisha Harris, damn it, Anisha and Nazaya had on damn near the same clothes. And the same damn MO. They both ran away to be with the man, y'all. And that's where this woman should be handled to the 5th degree. Come on now. So you see that thing over there with them distractions? Get the hell on, please. Please, ma'am. And don't come back. Don't come back. Hey, boo. I wanted to see black and white paper to Shannon having immunity since Jarvis took the plea. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. There will be no black and white paper showing that Shannon has immunity. Nowhere in history, in the courts of America, in the laws of the United States of America, can you be issued immunity without a charge. This woman had not been officially charged with nothing. So what are they giving her immunity for? So we have to be mindful about the bullshit that we hear. And extra mindful about the bullshit that we absorb. But maybe one day, y'all, that family's going to find it in their heart to tell the truth about who Anisha Harris really is. Anisha Harris disappeared, and until this very day, and y'all, the funny part is, no, not funny, but what's so coincidental with that? The same storyline. Never came home from school. Same storyline. Ran off to meet a boy. Same damn storyline. Cynthia Harmon, thank you so much for blessing the channel, my love. We're not going to stop until our baby gets justice. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Mimi. She said judge may take a hard stand due to the Epstein files showing heinous acts against children. I hope it's the right judge. I really, really do. I pray to God it's the right judge. And we want Jarvis Butts to take this shit to trial. Miss Detroit said facts. I'm on one myself, Mocha. Had to grab up and go again, y'all. Girl, I miss Detroit. Girl. Miss Antoinette said he might buy the judge. Miss Antoinette, at this point, baby, nothing surprised me. Nothing surprised me. Damn it. In Detroit, it appears that anything goes. Any and everything goes. Miss Detroit said, Lord, he said he threw her in the river, so they been new. Miss Detroit, they been new, baby. And you know what? When they said, he said that he threw her in the river. Let's just park right there. Everybody put your Volkswagens, your little pickup trucks, put all that shit in park. You know, we outside right now. We had the outside movie theater. Put your shit in park. Because, baby, it's a movie. When he said, rewind this shit, Moca. We ain't gonna say when he said. When they said, he said, he threw her in the river. Why, y'all? Why was that not a recorded incident? Why was that kept isolated? Why could he not say that publicly? Why could he not say that? And it was something that people could have tied him to, saying, yep, he said it, because it's regarded. The TV people recorded it. It's on the news. Somebody got footage of this man saying that he threw her in the river. So now we got to look at this in a whole different way. Did Jarvis Butts really say he threw her in the river? Or did they say he said he threw her in the river to shut this shit down? I want to know. Because when he signed that plea deal on the 9th of February, all it had on it was the same charges that we've been dealing with for months. Nothing different. Absolutely nothing different. So now we got to look at this just a little deeper and make it make sense, because they ain't throwing me no goddamn what nickels at all. The word on the curb is he said he threw her in the river. But then when the news reporter puts their information out there, see, to me, wording means everything. And you got to sift through this bitch with a fine-tooth comb to make it make sense to me and to you. News report said a source said that he said. So, chat, I'ma sit back and be quiet for just a few seconds, a few moments. Because when the news reporter said that a source said that he said, I need you all to work with me right now, because I want to know where your mind's at and what you're thinking. Who do you all believe the source was? Because they did not report Jarvis said he threw her in the river. They reported a source said he threw her in the river. Who is the source? And why would the source put that out there like that? Because there's no paperwork that came from Wayne County that said he said she's in a river. See, I'm still looking for the proof on that. Because if that source said he said, that could be taken with a grain of salt. So now we got to really be strategic and think about this. Because if he actually said, see, now we got to make it make sense. If Jarvis Butts stood in that courtroom and told those people, yeah, I'm going to take the plea, and y'all told me I got to be truthful. So, well, yeah, she's in the river. So y'all mean to tell me, in all these good years of me living, I done lost my common sense somewhere along the way? Because as soon as he said she was in a river. Detroit trying to save all the dollars that they can. But the minute he said she was in a river, somebody please help me and make me understand why Detroit did not have a dive team out there. Why Detroit didn't have special agents out there on the job the minute he said she was in a river. There's no news reports of diving being done. There's no news reports of searches being done. There's no news reportings nowhere with recovery efforts being made. Something ain't right, y'all. And I don't want y'all to lose sight of that. We gotta make it make sense. I'm far from slow. Far from slow. Miss Antoinette says they need to get the big people that Kim Worthers is involved with at the top. That's what lets you know that they're doing a half-ass job with this case. We ain't going for the bullshit. Absolutely, Miss Antoinette. You got to take her down. She got to feel it. She done too many people too wrong. She done too many, absolutely flat pressure bust pipes. She done too many people too wrong. And I don't believe that baby's in no river. And I'm going to continue to say it. Ms. Detroit said, Moca. Girl, he's still going like we said. He ain't getting off. And he's being charged with that baby's death. Ms. Detroit, I'm going to hold pause to that for a second. Okay, sis. Ms. Detroit, that's right. With the charges that Jarvis Butts has, in the real world, Ms. Detroit, anybody else would not see the light of day again. But we have to look at this from a criminal aspect, right? No traces of Naziah. Annette lied her ass off. Shannon lied her ass off. Jarvis Butts is really the fall guy. Jarvis Butts knew that when he turned himself into Wayne County, he was turning himself in on weapons charges, and he was only looking at facing 1 year in prison. Jarvis Butts was not expecting all of this to come to the surface. But Shannon and Annette knew that they had to answer for Naziah's absence. People was going to start questioning shit. And who's the better person to point fingers and blame in the disappearance of Naziah other than the one person that they knew was already going to jail, that Shannon despised because he was out there making babies and then he had to mess around and got Naziah pregnant? So she was angry. But they had to save face for what Dre said they had done in that house to that baby before Jarvis went to jail. So Ms. Detroit, with all the charges, absolutely, and Keisha Shannon set him up. So with all the charges that Jarvis has on him, I want to paint a picture. 5 years from now, I want y'all to come back and say that goddamn Mocha knew what she was talking about. Everybody who's being spotlighted right now is dirty. Prosecutor. City in whole. Can't whether to line all these people up to lie. This shit is bigger than we could ever imagine. It's not surface level. There are big players, big players in all of this, right? There are big players in all of this, deeper than we'll ever imagine. Now, I want y'all to come back years from now, and it may not take as long as I'm even predicting. Those numbers that they gave Jarvis Butts to be facing in prison, those are paper numbers, people. Those are paper numbers. Don't ever forget that. When we think, not we, because I ain't dumb. When y'all think it's justice, when y'all think that I've done everything that they could do, and they finally got their man, like Kim Worthley said, the chatter is going to go away. They already see the family don't give a fuck. They ain't fighting for no justice for Naziah. Everything is going to die down. And let me tell y'all what's going to really happen. Jarvis ain't going to no prison. Jarvis is going to be living the life of Raleigh right there in Wayne County. He will never be transferred to the prison. He's going to live the life of Raleigh right there in Wayne County. And then they're going to make the other inmates seem like Jarvis is being transported. And that's when Jarvis is going to disappear in the system. Jarvis will be given a new identity, and Jarvis will be living his best life somewhere else, harassing some other people. And then he may not even be harassing no other people, because in Moca's humble opinion, since they never gave up no information on the details of how, when, and where Naziah really got unalived, if she's unalive, which I don't believe. Because y'all know what happened, how it happened, when it happened. Those are three very, very, very important details that should have been revealed and were not. So that's red flags. She should. So where is she? If she's in the river, tell me how she got there. Tell me what was the condition prior to getting in that river. Tell me, what did you do between point A, B, C, and D in order to get her to that river? None of those questions were asked. Jarvis was going to walk the fuck off. And you know where Jarvis is going? Jarvis is going, and he's going to meet Naziah. And he's going to meet that baby that, Shut up, Moca. You're talking too much. Call me crazy, but follow the goddamn dots. Follow the goddamn dots. That's my take on it, and it's looking like it's looking because that's the way it is. Sheena, thank you for the Cash App, sister. Thank you, Boo. Very, very much appreciated. I'm telling y'all. Marty says, Annette didn't want her house on Bedford search. Why? Marty, let's stop there. I might help you break it down. Because in a real world, Marty, you don't have wants, I don't have wants, they don't have wants when it comes to a situation like this. So why Annette had wants? See, that right there, Marty, is a red flag. And that red flag goes all the way back to that press conference, because Annette didn't ask for a press conference. Annette was forced into a press conference. And when she was forced into that press conference, her true feelings showed. It was said that allegedly, if Annette did not do that press conference, Annette was going to be locked up. Annette was going to be facing charges because it started looking like Annette was withholding valuable information. Because as a concerned mother, grandmother of a missing child, even though that you reported her as a runaway, you should have had more care, more concern, because that was your granddaughter at the end of the day. But instead of you pleading for her return, instead of you crying and shaking and busting Detroit down, hoping she's safe and she's returned home safely, you looked your raggedy ass in that camera, Annette, and all you said was, y'all don't even know why y'all took her. Y'all took Naziah for all the wrong reasons. And Mocha, shut up and stop right there, because that's the part that people are missing. That's the part that people are not picking up on. That's the part right there is the goddamn dead giveaway. This case was shut wide closed, not open. It was shut wide closed the minute Annette started talking at that press conference. And that's when they should have locked her the fuck up. Because it was in that moment, it was revealed that Annette was talking to the very people. Annette was talking to the very people that she knew. Naziah was in their company, their presence. Everybody ain't slow. A decent grandmother, please bring my baby home. If anybody knows the whereabouts of my granddaughter, please contact DPD. If anybody's seen something, heard something, please contact XYZ. That's not what she gave. That's not what she gave. What she gave instead, y'all took her for all the wrong reasons. Y'all don't know why y'all took her. But then Annette, I want to know the connection. Big Perm said $7,000 was involved. Now I know he may have fugabooed the numbers a little bit, because he credible without being credible. Big Perm said $7,000. So Annette, why have you never came forth mentioning the dollar amount? Why did you never come forth explaining to DPD, the investigators, the world, what was the trade-off? I want to know. So Marty says, and had the cleanup team not done cleaning, report a runaway is just a runaway. Report a missing 13-year-old girl gets invasive, too much prying. Absolutely, Marty. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the fact she didn't want that house searched, right? The fact that she did not want that house searched, Marty, another set of red flags. When you know shit was going down in there, you recruited a handyman crew. Jarvis said, fuck you. He wasn't cleaning and panting and doing shit in the mo. Because he had to earn his right to be the boss in that situation. Jarvis was running that house. Let's tell the truth. So since Jarvis hadn't paid his dues to society to be the boss of that house and do what he wanted with who he wanted, when he wanted, because he'd have passed through all y'all, let's be truthful about it. Jarvis said, fuck you, I ain't painting nothing. So instead, you recruited Dre. Dre say he painted and he painted and he painted. What was all the painting for in that? Poor Merv dead and gone. Even Merv said he had his time painting. Lady don't know whether she coming or going. Even she painted. Jarvis painted. Everybody painted except for the ramen noodle twins and Annette. Y'all doing all that damage in those homes. And then y'all hire a bootleg construction team to clean up what y'all done messed up. And I'm going to go back to cleaning up what you messed up. Because I believe on that night, that very night in question, that Dre described on my platform, it was a night of chaos. And it was a night of Jarvis Butts cleaning up what y'all messed up. Tell the truth and shame the devil. That's how he got involved. Because if we want to truly be truthful, there were no boundaries for those little girls in that house. They had free range. They came and went when they wanted to, with y'all permission. So it was not unusual for these children to be out all hours of the night with Jarvis Butts. See, that's not the issue if we really want to pay attention. Being out all hours of the night with Jarvis Butts is not the issue. So by Tudor being gone, that wasn't an issue. Y'all were used to that. And that's why Annette was able to go to sleep that night. Because she knew she was used to that. And she knew that was one of the narratives that she was going to align with that bullshit ass story that she gave. So Jarvis Butts was called in after all the damage was done. And that's Moca's opinion. And I'm not changing it. I'm not. Jessica says King was with Jarvis Butts and Nazaria Harris. And he was. And he was. Absolutely, PJ. Can you convince us with that bullshit? We're not buying it. We're not buying it. Because there's too many distractions. Too many damn distractions. Rashina says, why? Why? Thank you, Rock. Rock says, why were there no boundaries? That part. And there was never no boundaries, Rock. Jarvis Butts has been in Nazaria's life for 2 years. No, girl, fix that. Rewind. Jarvis Butts had been in Nazaria's life since she was 2 years old. So you mean to tell me all of a sudden y'all want to clean that up and pretty it up like this man didn't have access to these children? Bitches, y'all lie. Y'all gave this man access to all these children, and y'all had no regrets. None. Sheena says, why haven't she been come out? She wants attention on her. If it is true, she should have been reported, stiff wig. If you know a crime and don't report it, you're guilty as the accused. Yes, Lord. I've been saying that from day one since they've been holding shit. They've been holding shit. They've been holding shit. And they all go feel the wrath. They all gonna go down for this bullshit for what they're doing to these children. See what I'm saying? PJ say facts, Mocha. They all know who the hell Anisha is, and they're playing dumb. And I can't understand the people that goes along to get along and play dumb with them. They accepting this dumb shit. When the Anishas of the world and her whole life story is sitting right there. You got Anisha. That's one. There are 2 more that I know of for certain. Anisha was somebody that I stumbled upon when I was trying to research the other two that disappeared on Annette's watch. So this family has history of getting rid of them. Shit. But they want us to believe. They want justice for their little cousins. Sit y'all ass down. Shalonda says they need to be in front of that damn courthouse making noise. Instead, they building platforms. Girl, building platforms, lying, talking shit, being messy. Ain't no justice whatsoever. Cornell, Annette is damn sure a monster. Carla Henry, they don't want to talk about Anisha. They don't want to talk about Anisha Harris. They don't. Miss Antoinette said Nazaria didn't run away. She loved her little cousins. There were two peas in a pod. I'm still trying to figure out why Nazaria had to ride the bus. Listen, Miss Antoinette, that was a setup. That was a setup. They set that child up, baby. They set her up. She knew. And they're gonna be another girl. We're gonna talk about this up until his sentence and shit. Cornell said they didn't challenge Jarvis on nothing at all. They just let him get away with this scot-free. Cornell, they didn't have to challenge him. They didn't have to challenge him because they knew the story. And believe me, Cornell, Jarvis is just a little part of the story. So why challenge him? That's like, if I challenge Jarvis, I'm stirring up an ant pile. And I don't want them goddamn fire ants on me. So I'm going to just touch the surface. Because if we disturb this ant pile, then that means, man, all hell go break loose. You're going to need Novocaine. You're going to need cortisone. You're going to need it all. So why disturb it? Why? They know exactly what they're doing. Absolutely, absolutely, Queen Bee. Why now? Why 2 years later? Why? My girl Kenyatta says, they said, he said, that's hearsay, which is not held up in a court of law. That part. But then Detroit's courts is running away with it, girl. Do you see the hypocrisy? Ain't shit being done legally. Nothing is being done legally. But it's acceptable, though. Lady D, happy birthday, boo. She said Kim Worthless needs to be in jail. And I agree. Levesque, I see. Levesque said, why is the law listening to he said, she said, instead of investigating before they put anything out there? Baby, follow the dots. Follow the dots. Ain't shit that up. You got to make it make sense because they're not going to. They're not going to come over here with Moca and the Nola bells and piss on our legs and tell us it's raining. Now, not at all. Now. Mm-mm. Nope. Not happening. Mimi says by saying she's in a river, they can officially declare her gone and can officially stop all searches for her. Yeah, they can. But if they wanted to do the right thing, if they wanted to do the right thing, but they can't do no more than what's already sitting in the palm of their hands. Because if they dig just a little too much, it's going to expose too many people. And when the masks start falling off, the very people that once Jarvis butts locked up are the very people whose mask is going to fall off. And that's the truth. that they don't want us to know. My girl Nikesha said Shannon set him up and did. My girl Lady Libra, I see you, boo. Where you at? You still in the chat? Let Lady Libra let me know if you're still here, mama. Spicy said if she's in the river, her life meant nothing. If they're out there trying to find her, no questions where he threw her. Just say she's in the river. That river isn't even that deep. Bullshit, I call it. Bullshit. They ain't searching. Everyone's son Isaiah. They never questioned Jarvis why have kids cleaning up the shop and his sons could have helped clean instead of the girls. He didn't want the little boys, and they knew it. Lady Libra said, and Jarvis better not tell, because Annette knows too much. Why you think they made her do the press conference? Lady Libra, girl. See what I'm saying? That's exactly what I said. And Lady Libra, not only does Annette know too much, see, Jarvis knows a lot too. Cause Shannon with them big lips and that oversized head and them deep eyes and that no neck. Shannon told Jarvis a lot. Jarvis knows a lot. So why do you think, as part of the plea deal, it was said that Jarvis have no contact with Annette? And then trying to be strategic with it, like we're only saying this because she's the family of the victim. Bitch, y'all don't have no victims. Let's be real. Let's keep it a buck. How the hell you save Jarvis from himself? Spicy want to know why Lady ain't making no fuss about her own children. Because Lady ain't shit. I said that from day one and I stand on that. She ain't shit. Because ain't no mama in the world will know all of this is going on. And I'm going to say it like I've said it before, and I'm going to stand on it because I've stood on it before, and I'm not going to back down from what I believe in. I don't care how much crack you smoke. I don't care how many bay leaves you unroll and think that's dope and you're smoking it. I don't care how many 99-cent bottles of parsley flakes you get and roll up in paper and say you're getting high. I don't care. You could go and sniff sand. I don't care. Shoot up cooking oil. I don't give a damn. That's your child. You knock down heaven and earth for yours. And they're going to blame it on, oh, she's strung out. That she broke. What she strung out on? What she strung out on? Chalk? Inhaling, because she's such a good carpenter. She's good with her hands. So what she high off of? Inhaling paint? Inhaling paint thinner? Inhaling alcohol? What she high off of? Oh, I forget. Oh, Roxy and them keep running over there giving her $10 here and $10 there to keep her numb. To shut the fuck up so they could control the narrative. We gotta call it for what we see. We gotta call it for what we see. Marty says, I agree, Moca. Jarvis going in the witness protection program. Platt say, yep, I still don't believe Naziah is unalive. Hello? Spicy says, why isn't Annette, Shannon, Marquita, Lady, Roxy, Kawana, Jernell, Kenya, or Uncle Daddy making a fuss about them offering Jarvis a plea deal? Spicy. Oh, Spicy. Child, Spicy. There's a reason why. You don't make noise, Spicy, when you don't give a goddamn. You understand me? spicy. When you don't give a damn, you ain't got no reason to make noise. It is what it is. And the proof sits on the roof. And that's all I'm going to say on that one. Wanda, my girl, thank you for renewing your membership. Look at my baby up in here. Nakisha said, Auntie, don't stop. Auntie, don't stop talking because, Auntie, you're on point. Thank you, Nakisha. Thank you, Boo. Nakisha, you know from day one. Auntie speaks facts. It may not look right nor acceptable to some. And y'all may be sitting there scratching your heads like, where Mocha getting this shit from? But give it a day or two. The same shit that Mocha spoke. Then y'all see it. It presents itself. Don't question me. These people are strange. These people are strange. They're all hiding something, every last one of them. And yes, I agree with y'all. Shannon, Annette, Marquita, they all needs to go to jail. All of them. Marty says lady out of jail. Debo said he saw her. She said she cut her family off. Lady, shut the fuck up. But lady, know that. Oh, damn, Marty. She know the secrets. Let's just say that. She knows the secrets. She cut them off. Nah, you ain't cut them off. Because instead of telling me, you cut them off. Right? For one, lady should have found a serious problem. When they went picked her up after not having no dealings with her, they went pick her up so she could be a part of the team when they reported Naziah as a runaway. Lady, go sit your crackhead ass down. Because where was your mind? Letting the net report your child as a runaway. And not as a runaway to the proper authorities, but at the school. So even in this moment, lady can't say shit that makes sense. Not to me, because you should have done your part. Lady ain't shit. 5% dead and gone. He ain't shit either. And we already know Annette stands. She'll never be shit. My girl Kenyatta says, Kenya says she believes Naziah's body is weighed down with something heavy. What? Or, girl, what? Let me read this shit. Melissa, welcome back, Boo. Thank you for re-upping your membership. I appreciate you. Guys, make sure you're engaging with those emojis to the right. Mocha really appreciate that. She believed Naziah's body is weighed down with something heavy, or her body could be inside of something. Girl, what you said? Down in a river. Shut y'all ass up. Naziah ain't no damn river. All of a sudden, you know. The fuck? So if you know she's been weighed down with something, if you know she might be, that's what the psychic said, right? Y'all dumb as fuck. You know, if you know she's weighed down with something, if you know she's might be inside of a barrel, okay. Rewind. Mocha, put the car in reverse. Back the bitch up. Let's go. Let's go. Reverse this bitch and park under a tree, baby, because we about to have a conversation. Whoo, child. Because if you knew or if you know for certain she's in a barrel, if you know she may be weighed down with something under the water, when the fuck did you get this epiphany? Because that was not the epiphany you had when y'all went plant them goddamn clothes out there. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Because if she's in the barrel and if she's under the water with something weighing her down, y'all didn't think about that? Y'all ain't thought about that shit before y'all went and threw them clothes out there? Help me, Holy Ghost. Help me, Holy Ghost. I want to know. Because y'all all sounding fucking crazy out here. You think I'm going to buy that shit? Never. Never. Fuck. She in a barrel. She in the water with something tied on her foot. Y'all go stop this shit for real. Miss Antoinette said those babies were asking Jarvis, did he ask Annette, can they go to the shop to clean up? Why in the hell they didn't send the boys, baby? I can't even answer that. When you're nasty, you're nasty. They sent those girls because Jarvis, listen, they sent those girls because Jarvis was sending those girls back. Jarvis was sending those girls back with $25. That's it. That's all. And they were greedy for $25. Woo, child. These people are funny. They don't give a damn about Nazaria, and it's showing. Absolutely, Kenyatta. The search should never stop. She's nowhere to be found. The search should never stop. Never. Thank you so very much, Angie. Angie said, Mocha, talk about it, baby. You telling the truth. Thank you, boo. We break shit down over here. We ain't gonna sit up there and just let that shit sit in our face like it's the no. That shit looks like a duck, walk like a duck, quack like a duck. God damn it, it's a duck. It's a duck. Wanda says, yep, she's alive. Like I said, they don't know what way she's showing up in court. She got them going crazy. Watch what Wanda and us are saying. Wanda, girl. My girl Simone says she's in another country, point blank. Frank sent her off. We don't know who sent her off. We don't know that. And I ain't attaching no name to it. Now, I'm gonna make that clear. But what I will say, Jarvis Butts did not unalive Nazaria. I'm gonna say that much. And I'm gonna also say people need to make this shit make sense. 6 weeks from the time Annette reported this child as a runaway. 6 weeks it took for DPD to get the report. 6 weeks. And after they got the report 6 weeks later, it took them another 2 weeks, 3 weeks to look into it and then start moving. So now we're looking at 9 weeks then passed from the day she reported her missing. Now you take them 9 weeks and you backtrack to the last day that she was actually seen by anybody. So now we got 9 fucking weeks Now you take them 9 weeks from January 9th. That's 9 already. Now go all the way back to the Thanksgiving break. Tell me what you get. I'm gonna wait. Let me wet my throat. I'm gonna wait. I want y'all to tell me what y'all get with how long this child's been gone. Months, damn it, months. Children that goes to school with Naziah before her daddy left this earth. That man said, those children said they hadn't seen Naziah. Here it is, January, he's passing out flyers. Those children hadn't seen Naziah in a month. So you mean to tell me this child been gone, Annette? Kim Worthy? Y'all know this shit, so why y'all playing in people's face like this? Who did y'all owe? That's a good question. Who owed who what? This is sad. Mimi says they're not holding the Harrises accountable for Jarvis being a pedo around those kids and being around Naziah since she was 2, because they would have called out the kids' doctors, child services. Yes, Lord, that part. So why are they ignoring it? Why are they ignoring it? It's something. My girl Rashida said there's too many theories going on around these YouTube streets. We don't go by what any and everyone says. Hell no, I refuse. Ms. Antoinette want to know, what is that music? Girl, that's my intro. I ain't buying this craziness. So, wanted to say, now they're trying to distract us and $25 split 3 ways. Wanda, ain't that some shit? Absolutely, Kenyatta. They want him to take the fall for it. Because I want to know who owed who. Rock. Somebody owed somebody something, Rock. Somebody owed somebody something, Rock. You don't just send children off and then take their money and then come back when your hands are tied and you get in front of the good old United States of America with that dry wig and them fake cemented tears and that mole sitting on your face looking like a pile of shit that been dried up for weeks and days, and turn sideways to the camera and say, you don't know why you took her. You took her for all the wrong reasons. She could be in danger. Bitch, who were you talking to? Because I need to know. Because anybody in their right mind, if they examine this case from the very beginning, everything that was said, everything that was done, everything that was exposed, y'all asses would have been under the jailhouse in the very beginning of this investigation. Y'all wouldn't have had a chance for CPS, DPD, or no other entity to go in that house and remove them children, because y'all would have been locked up from the gate. Those children just would have been without parents, because y'all ass should have been gone. Because this is crazy. Because, baby, you was talking to somebody. And the world, or the other side of the world, not our side. The other side of the world is saying shit like, Annette was talking to Jarvis. Hell no, she wasn't. Mm-mm. She wasn't talking to Jarvis. Mm-mm. No, she wasn't. See, Jarvis is her man. There's no way she would talk to him like that. There's no way. Was she talking to his connection? Possible. But was she talking to him? Hell no. She was talking to the connection. She was not talking to Jarvis. Mm-mm. Nah. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of these people. And in everything that we now know, now I got to come to you. And I got to ask you a question, chat. Who do y'all think shuffled the deck in this situation? Who? Angie says right. And for some reason, I feel you have some fake pages in here too that think we are a fool, Mocha. Girl, let them rock. Let them rock it out. Let them rock it out. So, and I'm going to let them rock it out, Angie, because now they know. If they didn't know, they know we ain't to be played with. We ain't to be played with. We are not ordinary people over here. Miss Antoinette says, Mocha, girl, she says, them helpers was taking the money from them babies because Naziah was asking Jarvis for pads. And that said a lot. Annette was taking the money for Naziah, but she didn't buy her pad. It's Antoinette. Girl, let me say this. They presented, listen, girl, listen. They presented those text messages. Let's talk about those for a second. The text messages were presented in court as evidence, they say. Chat y'all in here. I see 175 people in here, and I thank you all for watching. I really, really do. And I swear to God, I hope y'all hit the like button, share it out the live, engage with the emojis. That would greatly, greatly, greatly make my night. Now let's talk about the text messages, baby. I need y'all honest opinions on this. How many of you all believe from what we saw in those text messages? How many of y'all believe that 100% of those messages came from Naziah? I want to know. Don't get me wrong. I understand. And I understand the weight of Naziah being groomed by Jarvis. But her mind was still the fucking mind of a child. The verbiage is well beyond, at that time, her age. There's no way. There's no way. Absolutely, Carla Henry. That was Shannon. Deborah Crosby said, not at all. Levesque said not 100%, but some of those messages I do believe came from Naziah. Absolutely. Some of the very few, in Mocha's opinion, of those messages came from Naziah. The majority of those messages, and I'm going to say, and I could be very, very wrong, but God damn it, I do believe 95% of those messages were Shannon. Look at Natasha, my girl. She says 95% of those messages were from Shannon. Catfishing Jarvis, trying to trip him up. Absolutely. Now, this is where we got to put our thinking caps on, y'all. Because I don't know who Detroit think they fucking with. It ain't us. Listen. Y'all know how they had that story all laid out so clean about what happened. It's like them bitches had to sit down and wrote all that shit on paper so they knew how to present it when it was time to present it, right? Naziah went to school. Naziah went to school that morning. And I don't know where they found that fucked up substitute teacher, but they need to throw that tight sponge roller wearing, greasy scalp bitch right back where she came from, because she was not credible either. Listen to this. Naziah went to school. Because me and Naziah close. I've been knowing Naziah for years. She would always come in my room because she wanted snacks. But that particular morning, Naziah was in pain and she was on the floor. And she was crying for the counselor. Okay, bitch, pump your brakes. If you see a child in pain, if you see a child going through it, as an old ass woman, looking like you could be somebody's great grandmother, your first instinct would not to be to look for a goddamn counselor. You should have been calling a nurse. You should have been calling somebody, but bitch, you lied. Whatever they paid you to lie, ma'am, you should have took that shit and went bought a wig, because that greasy hairdo was not the answer. And if we want to be politically correct, because I like crossing I's or dotting I's and crossing T's, that substitute teacher and that lady with the rollout teeth that found the ID, they look like sisters. So they were on payroll. All like that. You gonna go along with the get along. She wanted the counselor, but the counselor wasn't there. So you ain't called nobody. So let's finish mapping this out that day, according to the way they put it out there. And I want y'all to tell me how much sense it makes. Naziah's on the floor. Nobody came to give her no aid. Little nosy children at school in that class, nobody pulled out their cell phones to record what Naziah was going through. It never made social media, because y'all know little children messy. That shit never made social media. But then, this is where it get juicy. Get juicy. Shannon said, I was home all day, me and my 2 children and my mama. Tuda texted me from school and asked me what I was doing. I told Tuda minding my business and she need to go get her work done. So how could Tuda be texting Shannon? And the lady said Tuda was in pain, had a very bad day that day, on the floor looking for help. Let's finish connecting the dots now. That same day, Tuda supposedly Tula supposedly text Jarvis Butts, hey, you gonna pick me up after school? If you're gonna pick me up, let me know yes or no. And once you answer me, I'm gonna delete the message. If you ain't here, I'ma wait on you. Let's make it make sense now. So if Naziah texted Jarvis and said, if you're not here, I'm gonna wait on you at school, because he was supposed to pick her up from school. So the text says, if you're not here, I'm gonna wait on you. Jarvis Butt supposedly texted back and said, okay. So that meant Jarvis was going to pick Naziah up at the school because he said, okay. So if Jarvis said, okay, chat, why the fuck did Naziah get on that bus? If Jarvis said, I'm going to pick you up after school, why did Naziah get on the bus? So who texts who? And we could take it a step further. Naziah gets on the bus, but she was supposed to be at the school waiting for Jarvis to pick up because that's what the text said. All the other children are in the after school program, according to Annette. Naziah gets home every day like clockwork at 3:05. Annette backs out of her driveway, according to Shannon, at 3 o'clock. Oh, according to Annette. Annette said she went run errands. She left the house at 3 o'clock. So at 3 o'clock, Naziah is getting off the school bus, according to them. But that text said that Jarvis was supposed to pick up. Y'all ain't fucking with my mind. Y'all, I know y'all ain't. So let's keep moving. So if Naziah got on that bus and the bus dropped off at 3 o'clock and she was taking that walk to her house, which was only 2 or 3 minutes, Annette backed out of the driveway going and run a funky errand at 3 o'clock. Bring your ass here, Annette, because you ran into Naziah between the time you put that car in reverse to the time that child got off that bus. You saw her, she saw you. So the text message that y'all sent, y'all fucked up. Because it wasn't Jarvis. Hello? I'll wait for you. It wasn't Jarvis. Tell the truth and shame the devil. It was Annette. It was Annette. So Annette, since the prosecutors and everybody else got you in protection, old girl, I want to know. We want to know. We deserve to know. Hell, Naziah deserves to know. What errands, Annette, did you run from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock? And I'm not saying it's a crime in running errands, Annette. I just want to know, where did you go from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock? And you had been home all day. What errand was so important that you couldn't run it while these children were in school? And most importantly, why wait until 3 o'clock? And to make matters worse, Annette, when you come back from running your errand, see, normal people, me, Nola, Bells, and Beaus, we drive up in our driveway and whatever packages we may have, or even if we don't have none, we grab ourselves and we get the hell up out of our vehicles and we go inside the home. But Annette, that's not what you done. You sent the kids in before you with one very specific task, and that was to ask if Naziah was home. Why do you do that every day? Well, that's a red flag to me. You've been gone 3 hours, and the first thing that's on your mind when you drive up is to ask if Naziah is home, because on a normal day, she would have already been home. So why that day would you ask if she's home? Prosecution, I need y'all to resign. Turn in your accolades. Whatever they gave y'all to make you credible for these positions, I need all y'all to resign. All y'all. Because in that, baby, somewhere's along the way, you can't make me believe, because I already don't believe the January 9th story. So I'm going along with what y'all giving us and what y'all giving us, and I'm trying to make sense of it. And baby, I don't give a damn how I slice it, how I flip it, how I want to spread a little butter or a jam on it. It ain't jamming, boo. It ain't jamming. The alibis that y'all done created, the false narratives that y'all done put all across the good old United States of America, the stories that y'all told. Everybody ain't slow. Because we know Naziah been gone. My girl somewhere speaking another language. Rocking her baby and changing diapers. Jarvis knows that. And unfortunately, Annette, you know it too. And you playing a game with the people. And it's a damn shame. My girl Nakisha says Shannon Nasty Silverback got his phone while he was asleep, because she was used to texting us, acting like she was my dad. Nakisha, I believe it. I believe it. I believe that. Child, child, child. Absolutely, she was setting up an alibi. Setting up an alibi. Marty said, Belle is lying at witness stand. The child, they told some lies. They knew Naziah was gone. PJ says Annette never said to Shannon to let her know that Naziah was home. She never called Shannon. Never. PJ is the lies for me. And PJ, I'm appalled that these people put themselves in positions, call themselves dignitaries, call themselves professionals, call themselves for the people. And they're buying this bullshit. And the only logical explanation I have for them buying that bullshit is they're a part of the bullshit. That's all I could see. So that deal that they gave Jarvis Butts, y'all That deal is preventing something from being exposed. Something. And everybody that's involved is definitely not being held accountable right now. They're not. Because over here, we talking it out. We talking it out. But all that bullshit, Moca ain't buying it. Wanda says when she knew baby girl wasn't there from the start, but you know she went looking for her. Let's say she didn't see her. So that's why she went home and asked, was she there? Because the text, child, let me tell you, those texts were decoys. Those texts was to throw us off before we even got started, if we want to be honest with ourselves. Spicy said this is the worst investigation I've ever seen and heard of. Spicy, I agree. I don't give a damn what nobody says. And the court should be able to see through this clear as day. The environment that Nazaria was in played a role in what happened to her from the beginning to the end. Nazaria was never a priority. Never. Before I get up out of here, because y'all know I wasn't even supposed to be talking. Y'all was supposed to come up on this panel tonight, but I get it. I get it. Y'all used to Moca running off by the mouth. Let me ask y'all something. Now I expect y'all to engage. Let me ask y'all something. If Nazaria had a voice right now, if Nazaria had a voice right now, what do y'all think she would say about all of this shit? Please, tell me what y'all think Nazaria would say about all of this shit that's going on. Absolutely, Spicy. Those text messages were setting the path of what they're already playing. Absolutely. So I want to know what y'all think. If Nazaria, that baby, had a voice right now, because right now, y'all, she got some shit to say. I promise y'all. What y'all think she would say? Because, baby, this is too much. This is too damn much. And here the children are those that matter. The children. At the end of the day, absolutely. Kimberly Earls, that's what I believe. Everybody telling lies. At the end of the day, y'all, this ain't just a case. It ain't just paperwork, court proceedings. These are real children, real lives, real trauma, and the nerves of a Shannon and a Ned and Kim worth less. Kimberly Earl says everybody's telling lies. Angie says she will say get them all. Sheena says they all knew. Absolutely. Absolutely. These are real children. A lot of trauma. The vet says she would say, you all go get just what you deserve. It's been time for you to pay long, long time ago. What we know based on what's being presented. Absolutely. Absolutely, Holland. To look for her so she can come tell her story. Absolutely. Holland. Holland, let me put a bug in your ear, child. Girl, she ain't comfortable where she at. She ain't comfortable where she at. Who knows? All we know is what we've been told. But who knows everything that this child has been through? The little bit that we know, as grown women, we couldn't even handle it. That household was very questionable, and the system ignored it. These children were failed big time, and the system ignored it. But we supposed to sit here and accept that. Tonight we done sit here, we done talked, asked questions. At the end of the day, this shit was never about a plea deal. My girl PJ said, Nazaya would say, y'all all going to hell. Absolutely. Absolutely. Simone said, Nazaya said she would tell everything that done was going on in that house, what happened in that house. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This shit was never about a plea deal, y'all. It was never about court. It was about them goddamn children. And I don't care how nobody try to ever spin this shit. Somewhere along the way, them nasty hoes didn't protect these children. And until this very day, these bitches don't want to accept accountability. When they started allowing these men to touch these little children, these children grew up not knowing who to trust nor what to believe. And they were the ones who paid the price for all of this shit. The children were the ones who had the least control in this entire nasty ass situation. So from this point on, we just have to sit back and watch what the judge does. We have to sit back and watch how this shit plays out. But more than anything, Nola, Bells and Bows, we need to stay focused on what really matters. And that's accountability. That's truth. And that's making sure something like this don't ever happen again. Because this ain't just one story. This shit happens more than people want to admit. Where children are supposed to be safe. And over here, if we don't continue to talk about it, if we don't question it, and if we don't hold people accountable, this shit continues. So me, I'm going to use my voice. I'm going to ask the hard questions. I'm going to bring awareness, and I'm going to stand for those who don't have a voice. Because Nola, Bells and Bows, our work ain't done. Nazaya deserved so much more. My girl Platt says the system has normalized letting stuff like this happen in every state. It's bad enough when the family don't, but when the people who get paid to protect isn't doing it, it's even worse. Platt, absolutely. And that's where the failure comes in. Who do you trust? I take my black ass down there, exercising my right to vote, and look what the fuck I done. Put trash in a seat. Our children don't matter. And that's where it needs to stop. Because it's more children. And that's fucked up. The statistics in Detroit alone, not the whole state of Michigan, but in Detroit alone, the statistics of children listed as runaways is unbelievable. Annette, where do you sit? Girl, where do you sit on that totem pole? Because it's like y'all done learned the game. If I report him as a runaway, don't nobody care. And that's how y'all handling that. And which is sad. Which is sad. All I know is at the end of the day, something has to be done. And it's a shame. As children, we can't predict who our family is. We can't argue whose hands we fall into as children. And we ask ourselves over and over each and every day, why when children grow up and become adults, they file for emancipation and they want to disconnect from their families. Well, goddamn, shit like this will make you want to do just that. Just that. But like I said, I wasn't here for a long time, but I'm glad we had a good time. I'm so glad we had a good time up in here tonight. Melissa, thank you so very much, my love, for supporting the chat, baby. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Guys, Cash App is open. Super chat, super stickers are open. If you appreciate what Mocha brings to the channel, and believe me when I tell you, every piece of support helps. It helps me to come out here and keep doing what I do each and every night. And I thank you all for it. But like I said, we're never here for a long time, but we make the best of the time that we have. And our time for tonight is truly up. Truly up. I don't believe she's gone. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Platt said, I watched a guy today. Well, he identifies as someone else. He was in court, got locked up at 15, got out at 30, said he was great every day for 15 years. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But that's the reality. That's the reality. But I want to let you guys know, each and every time I come out here, I appreciate every one of y'all for listening, for caring, for supporting the channel, no matter how big or small, because that matters more than y'all know. Now, before we get out of here, I want y'all to make sure y'all done hit that like button if you haven't already. Share this live out if you haven't already. Stay connected with the channel in every aspect possible. Because over here, we're not done. As a matter of fact, we just getting started. Just getting started. So I'm going to close this out and I'm going to say, y'all, be safe. Be safe. Be aware. And as always, we're going to sign out of this thing. Purpose over popularity. Look at all my people in here from New Jersey. I'm looking at y'all. I'm looking at y'all. I'm looking at y'all. And I love y'all for it. But Naziah, we love you. Whitney, thank you, boo. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for that cash app, boo. Thank you so very much. We love Naziah. We want justice for Naziah. And we're going to use our voices and lay our hearts on the line for all children that has been served a dose of injustice, not only by the families that they were given, because these families never loved these children or they wouldn't be in this situation, but the injustices that were also dished out to these children by the very same system that was supposed to protect them. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. And guys, I want you all, if you have another story or something that you feel that we need to talk upon, touch on in here, y'all know what to do. Hit Moca's email. Hit Moca's email, because there are so many children that need the Nola, Bells, and Beaux. So I'm going to say I love you all. Kia, I see you, boo. I love you all. Good night. We're walking out of here with Biohazard Truth, because we are who we are. We're different and petty, but we own that shit. Keep your notifications set, guys, because y'all don't know when I'm popping out. Hell, I don't know when I'm popping out. But we're going to stay connected to this story. And we're going to walk it through until justice shows its head. I love you all. God bless and good night.
Fuck the cover-ups, we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Naziah ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin', the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. 2 hours deep, truth spill like shots. Mocha lit the match, now the lies get hot. Nola, Bells riding, they unfold, they press. While they fake on camera, we expose that mess. One said if that child stepped foot in court, better call the medics, bodies gon' contort. That's real pain, not a script or show. That's a war cry, scream from the soul below. They tried to deny her, cover their eyes, but chroma low clips and the silence dies. Boom. Keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Naziah ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stinking, the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. The church ain't shit, the statues ain't clean, and the law turn away like it ain't they seen. Nola, Bells on fire, and Moca don't bend. They protecting every child till the very end. One voice said folks gon' lose they lunch. When Naziah walk in, better brace for the punch. It's hell in the system, truth in the street, and we ain't gon' stop till the mission complete. So, fuck the fakes and the crooked ass plot. We saving these kids, ready or not. Fuck the cover-ups, we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Naziah ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin'. Detroit and it's time to unravel. Mocha got receipts and the Belle's got vision. This ain't just talk, it's divine precision. They laugh on live, but the babies cry. So we loud as fuck till the whole truth fly. You can't play God when the blood on your hands. And we ain't backing down till we bury the scams. It's Detroit pain with a global echo. Every child we save is a blow to the devil. So stand with Mocha, ride with the Bells, cause silence in this war is a death knell. Vision. This ain't just talk, it's divine precision. They laugh on live, but the babies cry. So we loud as fuck till the whole truth fly.